वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददान्ति सुपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता शिविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय बुधले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुदीर्यस्तमहं प्रपद्ये पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरि ओम तत्सत। हरे कृष्णा। So I'll share. I think we have finished the introduction, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So we'll move to the next, Lord Chaitanya's mission. Okay. So we'll read from there. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his disciples to write books on the science of Krishna, a task which his followers have continued to carry out down to the present day. The elaborations and expositions on the philosophy taught by Lord Chaitanya are in fact most voluminous, exciting and consistent due to the system of disciplic succession. Although Lord Chaitanya was widely renowned as a scholar in his youth, he left only 8 verses called Sikshashtaka. These 8 verses clearly reveal his mission and precepts. These supremely valuable prayers are translated here. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given only mainly 8 verses. That also he has not given it continuously. He has given, and at different times, scattered here and there. So the Goswamis have compiled that 8 instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and given as Sikshashtagam. Okay. Apart from that, anyone knows that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has composed anything, any other books? He left only 8 verses called Sikshashtaka. Anyone knows? Has he written any other book?
No, Prabhuji. Only Shikshashtagam.
Yes. What about others? No one knows. Okay. In fact, he had written one book in grammar. You know, he had written one book in grammar, and when he was in his youth, he was teaching. He was conducting a pathashala. So as he Mahaprabhu and his friend, I don't remember who it was, Mugundatta, somebody, I don't remember who. They were going in a boat. So his friend showed a book. See, I have written a book, explaining the grammar in a particular way. So please read and give me your, suggestion if any correction or something is required in that book. So Mahaprabhu read it. He said, very nice, very nice. Then Mahaprabhu also took a book. See, this is my what do you call detailing about certain subject topic matter regarding the same subject, that grammar. He gave it to that friend. I don't remember the name. He read it and he was crying profusely. Said, Mahaprabhu asked, why you are crying? Said, see, after reading your book, who will read my book? You know. So the book that you have written is so wonderful, so nice. Nobody will touch my book. So that was the reply that given by his friend. I don't know, Mukundata, somebody. Immediately what Mahaprabhu did, he took the book from his hand, he just threw it in the Ganga. He just threw it in the Ganga, telling that now, don't worry, only your book will be read by the people. It's so wonderful. So actually he had written a book, and so this is the story of that. So glory to Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life. So this is the translation of Shishtashtaka, the first one, Chedo Darpana Marjanam. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life of repeated birth and death. As we all know, we have in our heart lots of anarthas, kalmachas, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. So all these anarthas can be cleansed simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord or taking up the process of sankirtana. And what is this fire of conditioned life? Repeated birth and death, because this is the bhava roga. Okay, the repeated birth and death is our bhava roga. In the material world, we are undergoing repeated birth and death in different species of lives. So to stop this repeated birth and go back home, back to Godhead, we have to clean all our anarthas. So this is the only remedy in the Kali Yuga, in this material world. So glory to that Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses heart of all the dust. Because over a period of so many lifetimes, we have accumulated so much of dust in our heart. It's very, very difficult to clean it unless and until we take the process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And this is for lifetimes after lifetimes we have been carrying this. So that extinguishes the fire of conditioned life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. So what Mahaprabhu says, this is a benediction, prime benediction for all the people in the human society, because there are so many other processes. There is Jnana Yoga, there is Karma Yoga, there is Jnana Yoga, so many other processes are there. But this process, the Sankirtana process, is the topmost, especially for the people, for the conditioned souls, for the fallen souls in the age of Kali. That's why it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. As we all know, when Mahaprabhu was going to Vrindavan, he was passing by, Varanasi, where Mahaprabhu taught Sanatana Goswami 2 months, continuously 2 months, about Bhakti Yoga. So there he happened to meet Prakashananda Saraswati, who was one of the topmost personality of that time, from the Mayavada Sampradaya. Was very famous, because as we all know, Varanasi is the hub of Mayavada sannyasis also. Not only Mayavada, of course, all type of people, especially Mayavada sannyasis. So there Prakashananda Saraswati, was in the assembly, and that time Mahaprabhu came to the assembly, and he took a very menial position. He was sitting near where all the sandals or shoes were kept. So this personality was shining, very effulgent. Seeing his effulgent, Prakashananda Saraswati requested, "You are a young sannyasi. Why you are sitting in an uncontaminated place where all the shoes are kept? Please come and sit here, and don't be like a sentimentalist. Keep chanting the mantra. It's just like you are a young sannyasi. and you are supposed to study the Upanishads and Vedas, and so you are supposed to study that. So why don't you come along with us and study the Vedas and Upanishads? Why you are just as a sentimentalist keep chanting the mantra? Then what did he say? My spiritual master told me I'm a fool. I don't have the capacity or ability to learn all the Upanishads and Vedas. Keep chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, that is enough. Just see, he is teaching all the great impersonal sannyasis in the age of Kali. This word jugglery or studying the Vedas is not important, but chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That only will save us from this ocean of repeated birth and death. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Prakashananda Saraswati and his followers. And subsequently there was a debate, okay, between Prakashananda Saraswati and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after which the Prakashananda Saraswati along with all his disciples took shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and got converted into Vaishnava mendicants or Vaishnava sannyasis. So this is the glory of Sri Krishna Sankirtana. Number 2. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. The Lord has made this process very simple in the age of Kali. Simply chant his different names. That is enough for our purification. Because he has invested all his energy and potencies in his holy names. In fact, there is no difference between his holy name and himself. Okay, there is no difference. Okay, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara. So this is what the scripture says. Okay? When we utter the name of Lord as Krishna or Govinda, the Lord is present there. He is dancing on our tongue. So there is no difference, absolutely no difference. And furthermore, there is no hard and fast rule for chanting these holy names. Anybody, anytime, any circumstances can chant these holy names. Whereas all other Vedic mantras, it is governed by rules and regulation. We have to see an appropriate time, appropriate place, and a person who can chant it in the right meter, in the right accent, understanding the right meaning, can only chant. Otherwise, you will not get the desired result. Sometimes if you are chanting it wrongly, pronouncing it wrongly, sometimes it may bring some adverse or negative results also. So here in the age of Kali, it is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we are given this simple process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So no special qualification is required. No, it's not that only the Brahmanas can chant or only rich people can chant. Anybody, anytime, any place, any circumstances can, utter this holy name and take benefit in the age of Kali. Number 3, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Okay, so far we have completed 2. So why don't we chant the slokas also? Okay, so first sloka, Rupeshri Mataji, Chedo Darpana Marjanam.
Prabhuji, sloga recite.
Yeah,
Okay.
please recite, yeah. Because we are just only reading the translation. First one.
चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहाधावात्
Not audible.
श्रेया कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनम् सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णा सङ्कीर्तनम्.
Haribol. Second, Parvati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरेण काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं न निजानुरागा.
Haribol. So third, I will read the translation, then we can recite the sloka. So one should chant the holy name of Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So what it says, though how we should chant, what state of mind? So we should chant this holy name of Lord in a humble state of mind. No? How? Thinking oneself lower than the straw in the streets. What is the speciality of the straw on the street? People keep standing on the straw, right? Will the straw protest? Oh, why you are stamping on me?
No, Prabhu.
No, there is no protest. So that is the, that is how humble we should be while chanting. Not that we should be arrogant and proud and all these things. So one should be so humble. Just like the example is given, the straw in the street. So many people are going and stamping on it, crushing on it, but the straw doesn't protest at all. And one should be more tolerant than a tree. Now, why tree? Because the tree, even if you cut the branches, cut the tree, full tree also, it doesn't protest. And on top of that, the tree always gives fruits and shade to the people. Okay. Although we are troubling the tree, the tree is so tolerant. In spite of that also, the tree is giving us shade, and tree is giving us flower and fruits and so on and so forth. And that tree we can use for many other things also. The tree is very, very tolerant. So that's why this example is given. Devoid of all sense of false prestige. So what is a false prestige? We have so many upadhis, so many designations. I'm an accountant, I'm a pilot, I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm black, I'm white, I'm brown. So all these things, these are all temporary. So these are all false prestige. These are all only designations for the body. How long these designations we can carry? 50 years, 60 years, 100 years max? We cannot carry this to our next life, isn't it? So these are all false prestige that, okay, I am a very good cook, I am very good singer, I am very good preacher, I am very good this, I am very good that. All this false prestige only. But when this is used in the service of Lord, it's not mine. It is Lord has given to us, and I am using the service to the Lord. That's not false prestige. That is the right prestige only. Because so we should not have the false prestige that belongs to our bodily identification designations, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. And further, whoever it is, even to enemies, we may not like certain people. We should be ready to offer respect to others, irrespective of who he is or she is. Okay, and never expect. Another thing is never expect respect from others. Okay? That's also, we have to give respect and never expect respect from others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of Lord constantly. So when we have this mood, humble, humbler than the grass, the straw on the street, and tolerant than the tree, and we should not have any false prejudice of so-called upadhis or designation, and we should respect everyone and never expect respect in return. In that state of mind, if one chant the holy name of the Lord constantly, and that is the real chanting. Otherwise, if we have arrogance, pride, and all these things in our mind, and if we chant this holy name, will we get the desired result? We may get the result, but not 100%, because the holy name has its own significance and importance and what you call power and strength. Because we are uttering the holy name, it will give us result, but not 100% if you are not chanting in this mood. Okay, so who can chant the next one? Parag Prabhu or Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pranadapi sunicena tarorapi saheshnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada hari.
Amanina
Hare Krishna
Manadena.
Prabhuji.
Amanina Manadena means not expecting any respect, okay, and giving respect to others. Always. Actually, in the material world, what do we do? What do we say usually? What is the saying? Give respect and take respect, isn't it? But here, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, give respect, never expect respect from others. So, number 4. O mighty Lord, O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service, birth after birth. So this is the attitude of a pure devotee. Okay, as practicing sadhakas, we may not come to that level, but this is our ultimate aim, to come to this level. So what Lord says, O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women. So in the material world, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows these two things are the most attractive things, or people think that this is, if I possess this, I am on the top of the world. If I am a very wealthy person, and if I have a beautiful woman, and for male, female, for female, male, like that. Okay, so if I am very opulent in wealth, and if I have good family, wife, husband, whoever it is, then I am on the top of the world. So I don't want to accumulate wealth, nor do I want beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. So another thing is followers, fans, especially in the present days, everybody wants followers. Okay, likes. Okay, nobody wants dislikes. So many followers. Okay, I only want your costless devotional service, birth after birth. So whichever situation we are put in, or whichever condition we are put in, no problem. I am a wealthy person or not wealthy, I am beautiful, not beautiful, but what I request you, please, give me devotional service, birth after birth. So this is the prayer. Okay, so what is the slogan? And Radha Mataji?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कविदां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवदात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि.
Very good. So what we want is just, we want to serve the Supreme Lord unconditionally, uninterrupted, birth after birth. So this is a prayer of a pure devotee. Okay, we may not be able to pray, with this intensity, but this is our goal, that we want to reach that, because we know we are on part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and our duty is just to serve him for his satisfaction. So this is what the prayer for. And 5. O son of Maharaja Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying to Lord Krishna. Okay, son of Maharaja Nanda, Krishna. He is praying to Krishna. So he knows. So it is to establish that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. I am your eternal servitor. Okay. Even though we may have forgotten that, but it is a fact that we are his eternal servitor, the eternal servitor of Lord Krishna, who is the son of Maharaja Nanda. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. So what is the reason? I don't know. I have come to this material world, which is, which in which I have to undergo the Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, birth and death. So the Jiva or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is requesting, please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atom at your lotus feet. So please engage me in your loving devotional service. So this is the prayer Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, submitting to Lord Krishna, who is son of Maharajananda. He is not submitting this prayer to anybody else. So what do we understand from this? To whom the worship should go, whom we should cry, so that we can go back home, back to Godhead, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Okay. So what is the sloka? Who is there? Mitravinda Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Harinandatanuja kinkaram patitama bhavambudam kripaya tava pada pankaj titadulitadrushya vichantaya.
6. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Krishna, when will my eyes be decorated with the tears of love? Because when we are happy, also tears will come, and when we are sad also. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling when it will be decorated the tears of love flowing constantly, because even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, taking the darshan of Jagannath, Lord Jagannath in Puri, sometimes, it's said that tears will flow from his eyes, and it will just, like syringe goes and bathes the deity of Jagannath. So that is, it's a sandosha ashru, we can say, or love. Okay, it's a tears of love. Okay, when we chant the holy name, we also should feel that. Of course, it's a long way, but this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us. Okay, when will my voice choke up? Okay, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? So when we develop that love toward the Supreme Lord, definitely, our eyes will be filled with tears, our voice will choke up, and the hairs will stand on end when we recite the holy name of the Lord. So that is a sign of pure love. Okay. So even the material world, we can see all these symptoms erupting in loving relationship between male and female, or parents and children. This, although it has a significance, but when it comes to the Supreme Lord, it is uninterrupted and it is pure. Among the living beings, it may be shown, but after some time it goes away. But it's only temporary. But this is an eternal symptoms that the lover and the beloved, that means between the devotee and the Supreme Lord. So what is sloka? Uttama Bhakti Mataji. You are there? Okay. Shilpa Mataji. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Number 6.
Prabhuji, books we don't have.
You don't have. Okay, no problem. Okay. Sivesi Mataji can.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
नयनं गलत्सुद्धधारया वदनं रुद्रधारया गिरा पुलकीर्निचिदं वबुकदा तव नाम गृहिणी भविष्यति.
Okay, 7, right? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, feeling your separation, I'm considering moment, it's always there, especially, when a boy and girls meet, and when the loving relationship develops, initial days. So this is not maybe the whole day they are together, but oh, okay, just only few minutes have passed. So this is a material loving relationship. But what to speak of the spiritual relationship, especially when we have that loving relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all attractive. Okay? So feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Yuga idam nimishena. One nimisha is like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain. I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. So in your absence, my heart is vacant. I'm totally empty. So this is the separation that the jiva is feeling when he is not in connection with the Supreme Lord. Okay. So then who else? Shantarupa Prabhu, you are there?
നോ പ്രഭുജി, അച്ഛൻ മേളിൽ അച്ഛൻ ബാത്റൂമിൽ പോയിരിക്കുക.
Okay. അമ്മേ?
അമ്മ പുറത്ത് ഒരു ക്ലാസ്സിന് പോയിരിക്കുക.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Parag Prabhu, you want to recite? Yuga idam nimeshena.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yeah.
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृशायितं शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे.
Okay, just like how the gopis, when Lord Krishna suddenly disappeared from that, rasa dance, how they were feeling. Okay, they were crying and asking everyone they met, not only everyone, even the trees and the cows and the birds, they were asking Tulasi Maharani, they were asking cows, the trees, the plants. So how they were feeling in the absence of Lord Krishna. So this is the mood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani. Okay, so this is the mood he is exhibiting here. He is in the golden complexion and he is in the mood of Radharani. That's why he said, oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. That time what happened? Krishna disappeared from the scene and Krishna appeared in 400 form of Narayana. What they did? Immediately they paid obeisances, because that is the worshipable form of the Lord. It's not a lover beloved, because they want Krishna. They want Krishna. They don't want Narayana. They don't want Vishnu. Okay, so the gopis want the Krishna. In whom they can have different mellows of relationship. Number 8. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't know anyone except Krishna. He is my only worshipable Lord. And whatever he may do, he may, break me with his embrace, or he may break my heart by not fulfilling my wishes or my desires, by not being present before me. Exactly, the gopis, that mood only. He's completely free to do anything, everything, because he's the master, he's the proprietor, he's the enjoyer, he's the controller. For he's always my worshipable Lord condition. So our love towards the Lord should not be, conditional. Whatever he does, wherever he puts me, okay, I am serving him, I am loving him unconditionally. No strings attached, no conditions attached. When we buy something, conditions apply. In love, there is no conditions. It is unconditional. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. Okay, and so this is the last sloka. So Asileshava. Okay, Sarvapalak Prabhu, you want to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
आश्लीष्य वा पातरतां पिनस्तु माम् आदश्नानान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यदा तदा वा विधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनादास्तु सवेन न परः.
Very good. So I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly, by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted, by not being present before me. Now here in the material world, what happens? Okay, you scratch my back, I will scratch your back. If you love me, I will love you, isn't it? This is the love that we find the material world. It's conditioned. No, if you don't love me, why should I love you? Or if you don't give me, why should I give you? Give and take policy. It's a business deal. But here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not talking about that. You can do or you may do anything and everything, but I will love you unconditionally. You do whatever you want. You don't come in front of me. You make me broken-hearted. No problem. But I am there to serve you eternally. So this is my position. So this is actually, if you take these 8 slokas, okay, it is the essence of all the Vedas. If you can contemplate on these 8 slokas, understand the in-depth meaning of these slokas, no Vedas are required. No, nothing is required. Everything is there. The complete essence of the Vedas is there. So this is Shishtashtagam by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is compiled by the Goswamis, because actually he has not given this in order. He had spoken this at different times here and there. So they have compiled it and given to us as teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, that is the Lord. So this is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wants to give these teachings to all of us. Okay, so any points here? And Parvati Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Is there Bhagavad Gita sloka today?
It's Shantarupa Prabhu and Santosh Prabhu.
Okay. Are they ready? Santosh Prabhu and Shantarupa Prabhu? Have you prepared?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, little bit ready.
Okay. So I will pass it on to you. Over to you now. Then what about Santosh Prabhu?
Class. Hello, Hare Krishna.
Santosh Prabhu is not there. He's not there, I think. Okay. Jiveshri Mataji is there? No, she is also not there.
No, Prabhu.
Anyway, Shantarupa Prabhu, please. Which sloka? Which sloka,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It's 1.24 and 25.
Okay, I'll stop sharing so we can highlight Prabhuji. Please put on your video, Prabhuji, if you don't mind.
Yes, sorry. Hare Krishna.
Your video is off.
No, Prabhuji, it's on.
Now it's on. Yes.
Just a minute, Prabhuji. I think some issues with the video.
Yes. Now it is off again. Video is off.
I don't know what is happening.
can use Ammu's or
Actually, Ammu is attending an online class, Guruji, because I am using my mobile phone.
okay, okay, okay.
Because here class will finish now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Om Vishnuvadaya Krishna Prashaya Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshadharni. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to all. And first of all, I am requesting all of you to forgive all the flaws because it's the first class. It's not a class. I am saying something about the verse that's only going to happen here. Anyway, I am going to the sloka. Bhagavad Gita 1.24. Sanchaya Vaja Eva Mukto Hirshi Gesho Gudakeshana Bharada Senayorubhayor Madhye Stabhidatva Radottamam. Translation. Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drove up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. So here in this verse, there are a couple of words which are very important and significant. They are Bharata, Hrishikesha, Gudakesha, and last fine chariot. That means Rathottama. That is the Rathottama. These are the most important words in this verse, and we can say something about that words. So actually, Bhagavad Gita, it's a divine samvada between Lord Krishna and Arjuna in Kurukshetra. At the same time, Sanjay is giving a live commentary on it back in Hastinapura to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra is blind. He can't attend the Kurukshetra war. So Sanjay is, Veda Vyasa has given a divine side to Sanjaya. So with that side, Sanjay is explaining everything to Dhritarashtra at Hastinapura. So this was also Sanjaya is explained to Dhritarashtra what is going on here in Kurukshetra. And very interestingly, we can see here that Dhritarashtra is addressed as Bharata by Sanjaya. In Bhagavad Gita, we can see in many places, we can see the word Bharata is used. But all of this that are used to address Arjuna, not Dhritarashtra or any other person. And this is the one and only time this word is used to address Dhritarashtra. Bharata means those who are coming under the lineage of King Bharata. And indeed, we know Dhritarashtra is also coming from the same dynasty, Bharata dynasty. So he is belong to the same lineage, King Bharata's dynasty. So he is coming from such a great dynasty. But Sanjaya is here using this word in order to remember or memorize Dhritarashtra that even if he is coming from such a great dynasty, because of his evil mind or his greed or his love towards his son or sons, this war is going to happen. Because Dhritarashtra is too much close to his son, especially Duryodhana, and he did everything in favor of Duryodhana. That is the main reason for this war. So the Sanjay is using this word purposefully here in this verse. And another thing is that when we talking about Dhritarashtra's wife Gandhari, we all know she is a very important and great character in Mahabharata, and we all are praising her also. Actually, she have covered her eyes with the clothes and went into the depth of darkness. actually self-created darkness. That means both of them are blind. Actually, Dhritarashtra is physically as well as internally blind because his world is limited to his children. Same like Gandhari also. Her whole world, actually her philosophy is that I don't want to see anything that my husband cannot see. So that is her philosophy. So all of us are admitting and we are praising her sacrifice, but actually they narrowed down to the small world around them. They had nothing but their own children. So their blindness has a deep meaning in Mahabharata. They know only about their children and their surroundings, and they are the well-wisher of their children only. They know nothing about others. They are not interested on any dharma. This is the case of Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. So very purposefully and very intentionally, Sanjayani is using this word Bharata at this words. And next words we can discuss here is Krishikesha. As we all know, Krishikesha is the another name of Lord Krishna. It means the master of senses. As the supreme personality of Godhead, as we know, Bhagavan is the controller of all senses or all living beings. Here it is very significant that Lord Krishna is going to control all the senses of Arjuna. We can see little within minutes we can see, or within seconds we can see Bhagavan is going to control all the senses of Arjuna by giving the supreme knowledge. Bhagavan is going to control all the senses of Arjuna also. So Bhagavan is the controller of all the senses, and he is the master of all the senses. Then the next important word here is Gudakesha. Gudakesha, Arjuna, actually Sanjana is addressing Arjuna as Gudakesha. Gudakesha means conqueror of sleep. As a normal person, we all know that without sleeping, we can't live properly. Otherwise, if we cannot sleep well, we can't stay sober. If we do not sleep for 2 or 3 days, then we can't sleep. Our brain will not work properly and we will become insane. Definitely. Then we have to consult a doctor. Then after consuming some medicine there, then only we can sleep. But this is not the case of Arjuna. Arjuna is a very different person. We can't compare Arjuna with the normal human being, current days human beings. We can't compare Arjuna. But many times we can see that nowadays normally some people are while reading Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, they are pretend to be Arjuna. It never happened, because Arjuna is a very different person. He is the associate of the Supreme Lord. He is the eternal associate of the Supreme Lord. We can't compare Arjuna with a normal human being. Here also, in that sense, Gudakesha, Arjuna is the conqueror of the sleep, because he can control his sleep, and he can control his sleep for many days, and he remains sober. If we control our sleep, we will become insane. But Arjuna can control his sleep. At the same time, he can remain sober as well. So Arjuna is an exalted personality. He's tremendously exalted. There is no doubt about that, because that is why Krishna is always associated with Arjuna. Another meaning of this Gudakesha, the word Gudakesha is conqueror of ignorance. That also we can understand that a person who is in the mode of ignorance can never get Krishna. So Arjuna is the close associate of Lord Krishna. So how can an ignorant person be the friend of the Supreme Lord? Or in other words, how can a person of how can a friend of Lord Krishna remain ignorant? Both are impossible. That is why scripture says a person who is in mode of ignorance can never get Lord Krishna. Some nowadays we can see many Vedantis in especially in Kerala. We can see many Vedantis. They are very well knowledge. They are very much deep. They have deep knowledge in scriptures and Vedantas, but they are not admitting Lord Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. They are thinking and they are teaching others that Krishna is a historic person, or he's a myth. He's only a only an imaginary character. Likewise, they are explaining all the Vedas and scriptures. The reason behind this is that they are in the mode of ignorance. There is no doubt. So a person who is in the mode of ignorance never get Krishna. So nowadays we can see many Vedantis or self-proclaimed Vedantis. We can see they are not accepting Lord Krishna. So Arjuna is an eternal associate of Lord Krishna. They come together to this material world in order to give us the supreme knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We can say Arjuna is, in that way, we can say Arjuna is a gem of mankind. Actually, even Mahavishnu is also very much attached to the association of Krishna and Arjuna. And really, Mahavishnu is yearned to see both of them together because he likes the association of Krishna and Arjuna very much. And there is a good Leela that is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, last portion of 10th canto. I think it is in chapter 89. There is a good Leela done by Mahavishnu in order to see the association of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. That is, once in Dwaraka, there is a Brahmin's wife gave birth to a child, but the child died immediately. Then the father Brahmana can't suffer this. He took the baby, the dead body of the baby, to the royal court of King Ugrasena, and he accused the king. He said, all this happened. This unfortunate thing happened to me because of your anti-Brahman activities and your licentious activities. This bad thing happened to me. And he accused him and he scolded him and returned back to his home. The same misfortune has happened to this Brahmana again and again. Each time he used to bring the dead body of the child to the court of the king and accused and berated him. When his ninth child died, the Brahmin repeated the same thing. He rushed to the palace and scolded the king. At that time, Arjuna was there, and he happened to hear the complaint of the Brahmana, and he tried to make him comfort. Then Arjuna gave a promise to the Brahmana. Arjuna tell, I will protect your next child. If I fail, I will commit suicide by entering into the fire. Arjuna gave such a promise to the Brahmin. Then the Brahmin's wife was about to give birth to her 10th child. Arjuna went to the maternity house and he made a good fencing around the house. Actually, he enveloped the maternity house with his special actually with his divine arrows. Then Arjuna thought Yamaraja will not enter into the maternity house, so he can save the child. But the thing happened is that child was born, he cries a little and disappears to the sky. Arjuna started to set the child, he went to Yamaloka. Then he met Yamadeva. Yamadeva told Arjuna, I have no idea about that child. I know nothing about the child. At last, due to the desperation, Arjuna intend to. Then Arjuna set the child for all 14 world. Then thereafter, due to desperation, Arjuna intend to commit suicide. He has to fulfill his promise as well. But at that time, Lord Krishna reached there, and he told Arjuna that Krishna would find all the children of the Brahmin. Then Lord Krishna took Arjuna with him, and both of them entered into the transcendental chariot of Sri Krishna, and two of them crossed all the planetary system, and they went through the pitch darkness with the help of Bhagavan's Sudarshana Chakra's light. They continued their journey. At last, they reached at Karana Ocean. There they saw Mahavishnu, who is lying on Ananta. There Mahavishnu greeted Lord Krishna and Arjuna, and simply said, with a smile, he said, I brought the Brahmins, all children here, because I want to see both of you here together. Because so the Leela says us that Mahavishnu very much attracted to the association of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. That is the beauty of the association of Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Even Mahavishnu is also very eager to see their association. Actually, their association is not material, it is transcendental. These are the main words in this words we can discuss in this words, and then another one more word is there, that is fine chariot, Ujjadothamam, because this Ratham, this chariot is the gift from Agni, Lord Agni. So this Ratham is also known as Rathottamam. So as per, actually Arjuna has given a direction to Krishna in verse 122 onwards, and as per the direction of Arjuna, Bhagavan drove the chariot in between two armies, and he told Arjuna that just behold Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. So Bhagavan, we have to understand that here we can see the beautiful relationship between the Lord and his pure devotee. The devotee is ordering to the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord is simply obeying the order of his pure devotee. We can't never see such a God devotee relationship anywhere. This is my short explanation of verse 1.24. Next is verse 1.25. Prabhuji, that verse will be explained by Ammu. Ammu want to explain that verse.
Hari Bol. Okay.
Ammu,
Hari Bol.
Muse.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I'll start.
Yeah, please start.
Bhishma Drona Paramukta Sarvesham Cha Mahishima Uvacha Partha Pashyantam Sarvesham Kuruniti. So I'll just read the translation and then I will explain that. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chiefmen of the world, the Lord said, just behold Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. So in this, actually, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he knows everything, what is going on in others' minds, and he can like understand what they're thinking. So here he uses the word Partha because he is referring to Arjuna, and at that time you used to refer to a person with their parents' name. So Partha is basically like he's saying that you are the son of Pritha, who is basically Kunti Devi. And also it's that if you like do something wrong, it is an embarrassment to your parents as well. So he's referring to Krishna as Partha, and he's also saying that since you are the son of Pritha, who is Kunti Devi and is Krishna's father's own sister, Vasudeva's own sister, that's why Krishna is has agreed to like be. That's like one of the reasons Krishna agreed to be his charioteer. And in the previous sloka, Krishna, Arjuna asks Krishna to place in the previous slokas. Krishna places the chariot in between the two armies, that is the Kauravas and Pandavas. Krishna places in between, and he places the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Dronacharya. So in here, Bhishma and Dronacharya are very important because Arjuna has like a really personal and intimate affection with Bhishma and Dronacharya. And also, even in a war point of view, Bhishma and Dronacharya are very important because the Kurukshetra war, it took place, it took 18 days. The Kurukshetra war lasted 18 days. And the first 10 days, the chief in command was Bhishma. And the next 5 days, it was Dronacharya. So in like a military point of view also, they are really important. And Bhishma, so when Pandu died, he died at a very young age and he had 5 sons. So Kunti Devi, along with her 5 sons, had to move back to Hastinapura, where they were not welcome. Nobody wanted them there. So the only person who actually like showed affection to them, who were actually happy to have them there, was Bhishma, and he like loved all of them, especially Arjuna. So Arjuna, he used to go out, he used to play, he used to get himself all dirty, and then in that dirt, he used to come back and come sit on Dronacharya's lap, and then Bhishma's lap, and then Bhishma wouldn't even mind because he loves Arjuna so much, and he was happy that Arjuna was like doing that. And Dronacharya, as for Dronacharya, you can easily say that Arjuna is Dronacharya's like most favorite disciple. Like whatever Dronacharya says, Arjuna used to absorb that completely. He used to always be around Dronacharya. And there's a story which shows that Arjuna really loves Dronacharya and would do anything to like, save his guru or please his guru. So once Dronacharya put all his disciples to a test, he was going to a lake, and they were all bathing, him and his disciples. So when they were bathing, a crocodile attacked Dronacharya. So all the disciples, they got really scared and they ran away. But then Arjuna, he quickly ran to the bank, he took his bow and he started shooting arrows at the crocodile. And after Arjuna killed the crocodile, only then did Dronacharya say that the crocodile was like, Dronacharya was actually the one who made the crocodile and it was just a test. And so in this, it shows that Arjuna would go up to any length to save his guru. And I'm not saying that others don't like their guru or wouldn't do that, but then Arjuna was actually brave enough to like face the crocodile and, actually be able to use what his guru was teaching him. And not only Dronacharya and Bhishma, there were so many other prominent kings and everyone who were actually really close to the Pandavas. Krishna, he only speaks once in this entire chapter, and that is not even directly. It is like Sanjaya says that Krishna said so and so. So like here in this, Krishna says, behold Partha, the Kauravas before you. So like Sanjaya is saying that Krishna said this. And Krishna here, he deliberately places the chariot before Dronacharya and Bhishma, because he knows that Arjuna has a really intimate link with the two of them. So every soul has free will, and Krishna will never force you to do anything. He could have forced Arjuna to become weak. He could have forced Arjuna to not want to fight, but then he just created a situation where Arjuna would become weak by placing the chariot in front of Dronacharya and Bhishma, and he just created a situation where Arjuna would require the Bhagavad Gita. And so when Arjuna became weak, Krishna recited the Bhagavad Gita. But in reality, Arjuna doesn't need the Bhagavad Gita. This is Arjuna is just pretending to be weak so that we can actually have the Bhagavad Gita. And as Prabhuji always says, this is all a well-scripted drama played by Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Very nicely.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice.
Very nice, Prabhuji.
Super.
And especially Ammu, very nice.
I know. I was very nervous.
Nicely said. Very nice, both of you.
Very
Good. Keep it up. So this exercise is very nice, so that everybody prepares. So many related incidents and stories will come in like that. From just one word, so many things will come up. Very nice. Good. So Amma was not there?
No, Prabhuji, she has a class, so she went out for the class.